Working Man Radio.
Your soul is gold.
That's right.
You're an emotional fucking
That's right.
I don't know any more than what I'm telling you, other than I lie. I thought I was freaking lying.
That's right. It's time for Rush Limbaugh's Lie of the Day.
Every single thing about you is ugly.
President Obama was out in California the other day, speaking at Camp Pendleton to a group of Marines. Rush Limbaugh took notice of this. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Now, today's example comes from the New York Times. Headline: President Obama stood at this desert base, Camp Pendleton, California, on Wednesday, and he vowed that he would fight to end across-the-board budget cuts that have shaken the military. Here we have the architect of military cuts. Here we have the man who has been responsible for them. I mean, how many of you really think the Republicans are cutting the defense budget? I mean, it's just laughable. And, of course, it's the military. They have to stand there with full respect. They can't hoop and holler and shout back, what in the hell are you talking about? Because this is a guy that's done the cutting.
Right. This is, he says it's laughable. You hear him laughing. It's laughable. Let me tell you what's laughable. What's laughable is that Rush Limbaugh is an idiot about how the Congress works, how the government works. Who appropriates money? Who does that? Right? He says the president did this. The president didn't do anything. The president did not cut the budget. He did not cut the defense budget. The president did not enact a sequester. He did not enact this. Who did? Congress. Congress enacted this. Who decided to take the government hostage over the debt limit, to use the debt limit, to basically brinksmanship? We're going to default on the nation's debts if you don't give us what we want. Who did that? The Tea Party caucus of the Republican Party. And who had this negotiation? Who walked out of the negotiation where the sequester was created and said, I got 98% of everything I wanted? Who said that? Republican Speaker of the House, John Boehner. Who voted for the legislation that created the sequester? Did Barack Obama cast a vote? No. Didn't have a vote. He's the president. He's not in Congress. He doesn't get to vote. Who had the power to say, that's not even going to come up on the calendar today? John Boehner did. John Boehner can say, we're not even going to consider that idea. Nothing comes in front of the House of Representatives unless John Boehner says, okay, we'll vote on that. That's the way the House is structured. The House gives the leadership of the House the power to decide what they're even going to take up. And they don't take up anything unless Boehner says it's okay. And nothing passes the House of Representatives without some Republican votes. And the way that they have historically done things is what's called the Hastert rule. After the last Republican Speaker of the House, Denny Hastert, had a rule. If the majority of the Republican caucus doesn't support something, we're not even going to vote on it. The Republicans must agree as a party. We must agree to legislation before we'll even vote on it. That's how it works. Congress has the power of the purse. Congress decides whether to appropriate money. Congress decides whether to put itself under this leverage, to put itself under this burden, whether to point a gun at its own head, because that's what it did. Congress decided to do that, including the Republican House, including the Republican Speaker. And this business about how Obama cut the budget. No, Obama does not have the power to cut the budget under the U.S. Constitution. Read Article 1, Mr. Limbaugh. Read the Constitution. You do a lot of braying about how you respect and revere the Constitution. You do a lot of talking about how Democrats need to read the Constitution. Why don't you read it? Why don't you read Article 1, where it talks about the Congress is the one who decides what to spend money on? The defense cuts may be laid right at the door of the Republican Party. They're the ones that created the crisis. They're the ones that voted on the solution to the crisis. They're the ones that accepted the motivation of defense budget cuts. And they're the ones that decided, well, that wasn't enough motivation for them. They'll just allow the budget cuts. This is the Republicans' party's affair. It's their business. It's their party. It's their accomplishment. They get to wear it. And Rush Limbaugh is doing nothing more than trying to confuse a bunch of mind-numbed, brainwashed morons who have also not read the Constitution. I'm Joe Lyles. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.
You've been listening to Working Man Radio with Joe Lyles at joelylesradio.com.
Your soul is dope.
The Rush Limbaugh Lie of the Day, 5 days a week at joelylesradio.com.
Every single fucking thing about you is